to listen to the Lap Traffic Podcast.
What is up, Lap Traffic Nation? Welcome to episode 244 of the Lap Traffic Podcast. I'm your host, the Professor Brandon Crowd. Hope you all had a fantastic weekend. We are still just 11 for 16, but we had a great weekend of road course racing. Get to that in just a bit. Before I get rolling tonight, don't forget you can roast the competition. Be the first to the finish line with 5 Lakes Coffee and Angry Brew. Angry Brew is a massively caffeinated, amazing tasting, high octane, power packed fuel that will get you through the day from start to finish, from 8 to 5, from 9 to 9:30, whatever you're working. Get yourself some Angry Brew. When you need to power up, reach for Angry Brew. Coffee with a punch. Got an Angry Brew Spencer Boyd prize pack giveaway to give away. Wow, I got through that in one take. Later in the show, all good stuff coming from Angry Brew. Let's see here. A weekend, man. It was a crazy couple days, and it started Thursday. I'll give you guys the condensed version. We have a new dog out of the blue. You guys know we've got Harvick, our 10-year-old golden retriever, and we now have a 10-month-old golden retriever who his name is Brady. And if you guys have been listening to the show a long time, you know Kevin Harvick, Tom Brady, those are my boys. So we had to name the new dog after Tom Brady. So it's Brady and Harvick. Our neighbors had some friends that needed to rehome the dog, and of course we jumped on the opportunity to rescue a golden retriever. So there might be some pictures that come out of Brady and Harvick hanging out together and all that good stuff. So that was pretty random, but I'm excited as all hell to have a new dog, because we used to have 3 dogs, and for probably about 2 years now we've just had Harvick. So I'm ecstatic to add another dog to the family. And Friday, Lindsay and I went to dinner. Man, it's so nice to be able to go to dinner. Patio, weather's finally perfect up here in Michigan. Saturday was a hell of a day. We drove to MIS, basically, which is about a 90-minute drive for a 40th surprise birthday party that we were only there for an hour for, to turn around to drive back to go to a funeral memorial for some friends later in the day. So Saturday was crazy. Sunday, got up a little early, watched the Xfinity race, hung out outside, played with the dogs, had the race on the radio, and when it's a nice day on a Sunday, I'm putting meat on the smoker, and had a great time with that. So the weekend was jam-packed, and hopefully this weekend is a little bit more low-key, that's for sure. Hope you guys enjoyed last week's show with Woody Kane. Woody and I had a great time talking about smoking meat, rubs, barbecue sauces, all that good stuff, and, of course, some NASCAR. Let's see what else is going on. Oh, Lap Traffic Nation, tune in. Friday morning, yours truly is going to be making another appearance on 92.9 The Ticket out of Bangor, Maine. Yes, if you're new to the show, I makes maybe about once a month or so an appearance on Bangor, Maine's 92.9 The Ticket, and have a good time with them for a segment on their show, talking some NASCAR. We're going to talk the All-Star race, all that good stuff. So I'll tweet out the link. You can listen live online if you're not in the Bangor, Maine area and you can't catch it on the dial. So be on the lookout for that. And Lap Traffic Nation, tonight, finally, I've been teasing it, the giveaway for the pair of tickets for the Saturday event of racing at Pocono Raceway for the Pocono Double. So I've got a pair of tickets for Saturday that I am going to give away on Friday. The rules and entry for the ticket giveaway, you got to retweet, of course. You got to follow Lap Traffic and Pocono Raceway. You got to tag who you'd bring, and if that person doesn't have a Twitter, you can just, put their name or whatever. And then you got to comment on why you want the tickets. Like, what is it? Why do you need to be there? I'm going to do some form of random / best response, whatever. Maybe I pick the 5 bests and then draw names out of the hat for that or something like that. But I will pick a winner on Friday to win a pair of tickets for the Saturday day event at Pocono. You got to be able to get there yourself. This is just for entrance through the gate, but that's so awesome. So thankful to Pocono for giving me a pair of tickets to give away to you guys. I think that's freaking awesome. So I'll have that when the show's posted. So if you're listening, that's out there. So go check that out on the Twitter feed at LapTrafficPC. All right, now that I've rambled on for 5.5 minutes, what's coming up tonight? Well, I'm really excited. Making his lap traffic debut from the great state of Michigan, truck driver Carson Hocevar is going to make his debut. We'll talk a little Mid-Ohio, talk Sonoma. I put out a question to you guys yesterday about all-star racing and all-star sports in general, and I was blown away by the number of responses. So I've got an in-depth take on my thoughts on it, and I'm going to work in as many of your guys' responses as possible to that. That was so cool. Social media, we got the Angry Brew giveaway and all that good stuff. Studwell's going to have the weather for this weekend, Lucky Dog, Lap Down, and of course Lap Traffic Fantasy to close it out. So, all right, let's get things going. Let's get Carson Hocevar on the line. All right, Lap Traffic Nation, joining me on the line, making his first appearance on the Lap Traffic podcast. He is the driver, the number 42 with Nice Motorsports. He's got 3 top 5s, 4 top 10s through 10 races this year, and he grew up just a few hours away from me in the great state of Michigan. Welcome to the Lap Traffic podcast, Carson Hocevar. Carson, what's up, man? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, man, I'm awesome, man. Thank you so much for calling in. Listen, we've got to get down to important business right away, and that is maize and blue or green and white.
Oh, green and white. Green and white.
Lap Traffic Nation, that was Carson. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's awesome. I love it, man. You grew up in Portage. You're about 90 minutes away from MIS. You're over by Kazoo. I'm over in Metro Detroit, man. Talk about growing up in Michigan real quick.
I mean, it ain't racing capital any means, but, the racing industry or racing community in Michigan is really strong, especially where I live. I'm right in between Kalamazoo Speedway and Berlin. So I kind of grew up going to those tracks and seeing it on NASCAR or on TV, NASCAR. So be able to, kind of go to those two home tracks, was really big for me to, kind of learn the sport and, be able to build myself as a race fan.
Awesome. No, that's cool. So you mentioned Berlin. Jeff Striegel is a very good friend of the show. The big promoter over there. They just won the Advance My Track Challenge a couple weeks ago. Have you raced Berlin?
Yeah, that was the first track I really ever drove at or raced at in a stock car.
That's cool, man. Will you try to get back there at all, or are you kind of done with that scene there?
No, I mean, I'm actually running their big late model race, the Money in the Bank. I think it's 150 this week, Wednesday.
Awesome. Oh, that's so cool. That's really exciting. Who are you running that with?
TK with the 71 Van Doren with Johnny and Butch Van Doren.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, Lap Traffic Nation, make sure you're on the lookout for that. So what, you mentioned, being so close to two really iconic raceways, but, what got you into racing? What drew you over to the auto side of things and all that?
Just saw it on TV, didn't know how to really get into it or anything. And, went to Kalamazoo Speedway, just wanted to watch and try to see how you could possibly get into it. And found quarter midgets and ran that regionally for a while and then got to do nationally. And that's really how it kind of jump started was finding quarter midgets and going all across the country running those.
That's cool, man. So you had a couple part-time seasons in ARCA, a couple one-off starts in the truck series prior to this year. Talk about what kind of led to that full-time ride with Nice and how that all came into play.
The biggest thing was when I ran a race or two for Jordan Anderson. They're in the same shop as Nice and wasn't sure what the plan was for the year, going into 2020. Didn't know really anything about it, but luckily I was in the shop as much as possible before Phoenix with Jordan and got to meet a handful of the guys at Nice They saw the potential there that I almost didn't see in myself at the time. And they called really late towards the beginning of the year asking, if I'd come drive for them, and worked out a deal for a handful of races. And, it kind of jump started when they saw speed and, really got to learn the guys. And, they wanted to try and make this program a winning championship program again. And, I think we've succeeded expectations so far for the year.
Absolutely. Kind of big shoes to fill over there at Nice, kind of taking over from the Watermelon Man and all that. What's that been like for you, getting to know that organization? We're 10 races in, but we're really almost midway through the regular season portion of the Truck Series schedule. Talk about getting to know those guys, that team this year.
Yeah, it's a really big family over here. They're a bunch of just local short track, dirt racers, whatever. Like they all love racing, and they're not a 7 to 4 or 9 to 5 type deal. They're all gonna stay after hours to make sure that we have the best truck capable to go into the racetrack to try and win races. They're all hungry, and we all have so much fun here that I don't think I'd have this much fun in racing this year if I was at another team. We're serious at times that we got to be serious, but 95% of the other times I'm cracking jokes, they're cracking jokes back at me. It's a lot. We all run a lot better and we work together better if we're all having fun and not just being serious and burning ourselves out type deal. And I think that's proving to succeed or show results.
Absolutely. And that's the thing, I've heard that from a lot of people with Nice and with some other organizations that, in an industry that where you can just get so burnt out with the travel and the hours at the track and the partnership or the sponsorship obligations, let alone just being at the shop trying to build the damn truck. You can get burnt out. So for you guys to be able to have that camaraderie and all that, that's awesome. I'm definitely can see how that is starting to pay off for you guys for sure.
Yeah, I think half of it too is if you let the result determine how your weekend was on the fun aspect, you're going to get burnt out really quickly, and be down in the dumps. Where if you had fun and things didn't go right at the racetrack, you still had a good time and your spirits are up.
Oh, absolutely. So listen, man, you've had a hell of a start to the season. You guys are really kicking it, full momentum right now. 3 top 10s, 2 top 5s in the last 2 races. Talk about what's really clicked for you guys since Darlington.
I think just getting our package right. Me being new, I didn't know the feel that I needed in a truck. They're kind of going off of Ross's feel. And, beginning of the year, they were going off Brett's feel. And, that's tough for a driver because we all drive something different. And, I didn't know the direction I needed to go. So I kind of just fell into their path lines. And with Brett leaving and, working now with Phil Gould and Cody, really managing the race team really well. It's been really big for everybody working in their strengths. And, I think we hit a package that I really like. And, I think my confidence is really high. When we go to the sim, I know exactly what I'm looking for now. So we can hit it at every racetrack now instead of just trying to guess.
That's so crucial, right? Because especially without the practices, without the qualifying, like you said, guessing, shoot, man, now we got to wait till the competition caution or a stage break to even make the adjustment. Where, like you said, now you guys can have that a little bit more dialed in when you unload at the track.
Yeah, absolutely. And we had some sim issues at the beginning of the year, and you're only as good as your tools around you. And when the only thing you got to really rely on is the sim. The people that have it clicked, which, I think is the Toyotas at the beginning of the year, they were dominant, and now we're starting to catch up finally.
Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about Charlotte, man. How many more laps did you need to catch John Hunter?
I don't know. I think maybe one or two. You know, I was finally in his draft. The PJ one just came in and wanted to the last 2 laps, so I could kind of move around and get some clean air. I had momentum off of 4. You know, it's I don't know how much or how easy it would have been to pass him or anything, but I think if I could have just got to his right rear and sucked him around, it would have been a fight at least.
Well, man, it was fun. You know, we obviously know John Hunter is just he's running the Kyle Larson series in the truck series right now, basically. So it was awesome to see you get up there and give him a little something towards the end there. We're heading to Texas this weekend. You know, you mentioned the sim. What else are you doing to get ready for that? iRacing. What you know? How else do you prepare for a race weekend when you haven't been there before?
I mean, I'm actually a little bit different than everybody. You know, I try not to over prepare. You know, I try to watch bits and pieces of the race, and I go into watching it, you know, looking for crucial things that I have questions about. You know, I don't watch the whole race unfold and watch it blind. You know, I look for key things that I want to know, and then I'll ask questions to Ross, especially with him running this week. But and then the Chevy sim. But you know, I try not to fill my head full of ideas on how you're supposed to drive the race truck and how the truck's going to handle. Just because every truck will drive different on every day, and you know, I think if I go in blank kind of for there and adapt really quickly to my truck and my handling and my feel, I think that'll be the best for me.
Sure. Now, you know, if you are you going to aim? Will you guys aim more towards an Atlanta setup, maybe Kansas setup to kind of, you know, as that first starting point on the paper, or is Texas just that much different from some of the other mile and a halves that you guys have been at this year?
No, I mean, we're pretty much identical or pretty similar to Darlington and Charlotte. You know, we've kind of hit on a package, and we've been taking it a little bit everywhere recently.
That's awesome. All right, so you know, let's wrap it up hometown wise. You know, I personally am bummed that the truck race got pulled from the 2021 MIS schedule this year. Trucks have closed out the regular season there the last couple of years, I think. MIS weekend, you guys are going to be running at I believe WWT on Friday. Are you going to try to make it over here for Saturday and Sunday at all?
I don't know. If we win at Gateway, I for sure ain't gonna make the trip. We're gonna have a good time in St. Louis, but I don't know, to be honest. You know, I'd have to look at the schedule or anything, but probably actually just head back and watch it on TV.
Fair enough, man. I bet you are so excited to be able to get to run some laps. Did you run Michigan ARCA at all in the past?
I've never ran Michigan before. No.
Oh, all right, man. That's going to be a hell of a family celebration, I bet, man, when you're able to get there the first time.
Absolutely.
Oh, man. Well, listen, where can everybody follow you at on social media? Shout out to sponsors, all that good stuff.
Just CarsonHocevar.com. You know, all my ats are just basically my name, first name, last name, Carson Hocevar. You can find everything on there. And, you know, just got to thank GM Parts Now, Nice Motorsports, Al, Cody, Phil. You know, this whole organization, you know, if they didn't take a chance on me, I'd probably be at home with my dad selling coins. So, you know, to be able to live the dream is special.
That's awesome, man. So happy for you. Lap Traffic Nation, huge thanks to Carson for calling in. Carson, good luck this weekend, the rest of the season, and look forward to talking with you real soon, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Take care, man. We'll see ya. Oh, Live Traffic Nation. Oh, how great was that? Carson Hocevar. Love talking trucks. Love getting new guys on the show. You know, I had to. It was just a thing. It was like an itch, and it just kind of happened where I just played the victors when he said green and white. You know, I don't know what happened there. But anyways, that was so cool. I think it's time that we, you know, I haven't done like a full-blown, like me just talking about a series race in quite some time, because the last few shows have been It's been Striegel, it's been CJ Wolliver, that are so generous with the time. We kind of just wrap everything into one there. So I figured now's the perfect time to do a little individual talk here on the racing this weekend and what's going on. I'll start with the Xfinity Series, who, speaking of which, I definitely need to get scheduled another show with Dustin Albino. Maybe I'll try to make that happen next week. I think that'd be cool. All right, let's see here. Both winning teams this weekend. Xfinity Cup. Team owners, 1-2 finish. That's pretty cool. I love what happened with both teams. Kaulig Racing, you guys know how much I love them. And HMS just, it's just a staple for that organization as well. So let's get back on track here for the Xfinity Series. Justin Haley, I want to talk about his second place finish here. He had 3 wins last year. This was his first top 5 of the season, 13 races in. When you got guys like Austin Cindric, Josh Berry, Ty Gibbs, who kind of come out of the woodwork and steal a win here or there, Justin Haley hasn't had those top 5s like he had last year. It just felt like last year and the year before, he was constantly at that top 10 or top 5 finish mark. Hopefully this is that little boost that this team needs to have some more, top 5 consistent finishes there and hopefully get another Kaulig Racing car into victory lane. Ty Gibbs backs up his win with another top 5. That kid's just flat out gold. That's all I'm going to say. It is just crazy to see what he's doing. Now, get in a cup car and finish, 20th. Who knows? That said, I love what he is doing with such little experience and going out there and getting finishes. And yes, sure, he's got equipment, but you know what? Some people got equipment, some people don't. Some people have had equipment and can't do anything with it. So, hey, at least he's doing something with the equipment that he's got. Brandon Jones with a 4th place finish. We haven't heard his name too much since the start of the season. Andy Lally, top 5. Taking advantage of that road course just like Brandon Brown did with 6th place finish. I absolutely love it. What I also love is that lap traffic fantasy favorite, Austin Cindric. Finished 14th, only got 38 points. It's fun watching who guesses right in lap traffic fantasy with the Truck Series and the Xfinity Series because, there's no limit on who you can take in those series. And do you go Austin Cindric? Do you go AJ Allmendinger? It is so much fun because it's luck of the draw. John Hunter Nemechek can go out and win every race in the Truck Series the rest of the year. He can go out and blow a tire. And did you take him the right week or not? So that's the fun part. That's what's fun, watching the standings and then watching the thought process behind everybody with their cup picks and being selective with that. So I'm getting a kick out of that. I absolutely love it. Speaking of AJ Allmendinger, pit penalty. Not being on pit road required length of time, that's just weird in my opinion. Like, those guys aren't used to purposely having to hold, wait, delay, whatever. It's get in, get out, and get back out on the track, be the first to the pit exit there. And to restart 19th with 19 laps to go. Now, he got some help. There's no doubt about it. Those couple late cautions helped him with the restarts, helped him to be able to pick up spots. But hey, they call Sonoma the short track of road course racing. So he took advantage of bumpers and cautions to pick up spots. He didn't make some friends out there like Ty Gibbs, who I would have to think Ty probably feels like he's being picked on a little bit. Young kid in the field. But I also think he's earning respect along the way as well. So that just comes with comes with time, right? Proving yourself and earning some seniority out there, right? And news also kind of came out in terms of Kaulig confirming they're planning on running full-time in Cup next year. Do we see AJ? Do we see Justin Haley? I could make arguments for either one. Jeb Burton too. I bet you guys could have arguments and points on why it could be one or the other. I personally would love to see AJ. I think it would be great for him to get a redemption run, if you will, back in the Cup Series. I don't think his first run ended, like he would have liked it to. I'm sure he would have liked to picked up a few more wins along the way. I'm sure he would love to get a win at an oval in a Cup car. It took him a minute to do that in the Xfinity Series as well. So, with the mentorship and all that he has provided for Colleague, I think that would be great to see him get that run. We'll just have to see what happens. I also want to talk for a minute about the standings in the Xfinity Series, and this is something I'm sure Dustin and I will dive into next time he is on the show, and that's just how close the standings are. I mean, sure, you got Austin Cindric in first with 558th, and then you got Myatt Snyder in 12th with 321. That's a big point gap, but when you look at the playoff points, the race wins, the stage wins, but when you look at the points from, let's call it 8th on down, it's not unfathomable to see some guys maybe shift in and out of a cut line there, which is awesome. That's been one of my biggest gripes the last couple years in the Xfinity Series, is that there just hasn't been a cut line battle for the playoffs deep into the regular season. Shy of that, the miracle win for somebody outside the top 12 in points, there just wasn't going to be any movement in the standings. And right now, granted, we still got, half a season to go, or regular season to go, but it's a much closer battle, I feel, midway through the pack in the Xfinity Series. And that's awesome. That gives the fans more of a reason to watch and to be invested into the series. So I'm all about that. I love it. We got ourselves a Texas doubleheader. On Saturday, we got the trucks at 1, and we got Xfinity at 4, which is pretty sweet. All right, let's talk about the Cup Series here in their race at Sonoma. Is anyone surprised that Larson, Elliott, and Martin Truex Jr. finished 1, 2, 3 at a road course? I mean, really, the only one maybe missing up there, to finish out the 4th, 5th might have been Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, maybe up there to really just box that up in a nice little bow. I mean, you got the 3 road course kings, apparently. Larson, not so much, but, just with the season he's having, I'm not stunned the fact that he swept the last 2 races in a row. That's 4 stages at Charlotte, 3 stages at Sonoma. That is just, that team is clicking. I mean, there's no other way to say it. Elliott, he's obviously got his win. He was up there for it. And Martin Truex Jr. just dominant at the road courses as late as of wow, can I talk as well as of late? There we go. He obviously won back-to-back Sonoma races, so no surprise there with that finish in terms of that 1, 2, 3 finish. HMS with another 1, 2 finish. But let's look at some of other solid finishes. And I got to give my first one that sticks out, Kurt Busch. He finished with a 6th place finish. And Kurt, this is just crazy. Kurt has finished 4 times outside the top 20 in the last 6 races. Some of that to no fault of his own, just some bad luck and wrong place, wrong time circumstances there. But nice to see him finally pick up a top 10 there. Ross Chastain. Solid day for the 42. Solid day for Chip Ganassi Racing. Really excited to see those guys put together a solid weekend. C. Bell was having a good day. Kevin Harvick was having a good day. I think the fact we've got the All-Star race coming up this weekend couldn't come soon enough for some of these guys, especially SHR. We haven't had an off week since Easter. We're going 2+ months without an off week, and we're not going to have one until July. And while the All-Star race isn't an off week, I would have to assume it's not as stressful per se. Obviously they want to go out, they want to win for their sponsors, they want to pick up the paycheck, but it's definitely a little bit more key or low key So hopefully they can shake some stuff off, maybe figure something out, and pick things back up and get back to SHR winning ways for that organization. Let's see. I'm going to save the standings talk for another week or two and really kind of dive into that. And that is because we got a rare Sunday All-Star race. Normally it's a Saturday event, but we got it Sunday. And I put out, and I mentioned at the start of the show, that I put out a question to you guys last night that, like I said, I was blown away by the response because there's a lot. And I'm going to get everybody in that I can here because there's lots of different perspectives. There's some similar takes. There's some great ideas. And I haven't done a question for you guys in a couple weeks just because some of the shows have gone a little longer with some of the guests. But this, like I said, I felt was a great time to get one out there and just to kind of see where you guys are at with this. So I asked you guys, do you like the concept of all-star race game regardless of sport? Can you get excited for an all-star event? Why not? And to let me know where you guys are at. So I put it as to give responses, and I did it as a poll, and the poll results are... You guys aren't going to believe this. 51% said yes, they can get excited about an all-star event, all-star race. 49% no. Right down the middle. I mean, margin of error, 2%. I mean, yep, that's believable. And to be honest, that really kind of ties in with the comments that I got. So let's get into some of these comments right now. Chris at USMC and _ NASCAR Fire. I can, but there are so many things involved in this year's NASCAR All-Star race that it's straight up confusing and hard to really get excited about. I am with you. Chris, I feel like whether it's the Busch Clash or the All-Star race, like just to get a decent amount of cars in the field, they've got to stretch the qualifications for this to an unbelievable level, which if that doesn't tell you about the lack of parity to a degree, that's something that definitely should be looked at. Boomer Dons at Anthony Dons 11. All our favorite racers in one race. So Boomer likes it, and I can see that, why not go watch guys, just lay it all out because they don't have anything to protect. It's, boom or bust, kind of like the lap traffic points for this week, it's all or nothing. So I can buy into that side of the argument. Matt at Milestones Motor. The All-Star race used to feature either crazy strategies, pit crew challenges, being under the lights for the first time, some sort of innovation. Cutting horsepower to less than that of a street car is going to magnify those who have superior aero and chassis. I'm with you, and I think you're really going to like my take at the end, so I'm going to save for that. WRY Cape at WRY Cape, racing for that bag. All the racers want that $1 million. I'd be more interested if points are involved. I'm with you. Points are bust for me in terms of excitement. If it doesn't count towards an end goal, it's hard for me. Mick at GoDucks42 _ Mick. One of the best races I ever saw was at 81 Speedway when the support class for the WOO was an invitation-only modified race. All 25 cars were studs and put on a show. It wasn't called an all-star race, but it basically was. I could see, a different class or a different series of racing putting on an excellent all-star race. I could see that. Joey at Joey _ CLT. NFL sucks. Skill challenge cool. MLB okay. Home run derby better. NBA All-Star good. Slam dunk celeb game great. NASCAR's hit or miss. Imagine this. Open race. Crew challenge on front stretch. 20 laps. Celeb race with limited vehicles on the Legends Oval. Then the big show. See? Now that's something that would draw me to watch the All-Star race. Give me something different. I'm with you there. Josh at Toyota Racing 83. I only follow NASCAR, but I do get excited about the All-Star race. It's always so different than the normal races. Normally they do try to do that. Whether it's what they did at Bristol, The Roval for the first time, that I can get behind. Elliot at H Elliot 94. I used to. The Winston seemed like a lot of fun, but these days I don't think I've actually watched an all-star race in 10 years. Racing is different from baseball. These are the same guys I see every week, just a shorter race. Again, I'm going to defer you to my take at the end here, sir. Meow Mix at Meow Mix Pod. NASCAR probably has the best all-star game, quote-unquote, of any sport. Nobody seems to care if they win or lose in other sports. All-star games. I do enjoy the NBA surround events like the three-point shootout and occasionally the dunk contest. Home run derby can be fun. Yeah, I'm with you there on that, for sure. Kristen at K Hoglin 79. Not excited to see the all-star race at Texas. I think it would be better to have it on a short track or even dirt. I am with you there. I would love to see it on dirt, but the resources involved for that, just for an all-star race, I could see why they don't. But hey, why not go run it at an actual short track that has dirt? That way you don't have to bring in the dirt, but I get the safety and all that kind of stuff. I was just dreaming there for a second. All right, we got a bunch more for you guys. Andrew at Racing Cans, don't necessarily care for the All-Star race. Would rather it go away and be replaced with another points race. If they keep it, let's go full All-Star Trucks Xfinity Cup on the Charlotte Roval 1 hour timed race. I mean, goosebumps, sir. Goosebumps. Yes. Thank you. All of that. Zane at Zane Taylor 33. NHL All-Star Weekend isn't too bad. Skills Challenge is pretty cool. I'm all about skills challenges. I'll watch two guys compete to see who's the baddest. But I ain't watching, the third backup of each conference in the NFL to just go lay down 500-plus passing yards. Nope. I know about that. Let's see here. PETM at PETM Podcast. MLB and NASCAR have historically been ones I've kept an eye on. I still like baseball the most, especially the Home Run Derby. What NASCAR and the Blame Everyone But Me promoter have done this year is nothing short of kindergarten pickup sticks. # spot off. Oh, I love it. I love it. And speaking of PETN, they're taking a week off. Go check out some of their older stuff if you haven't already, and they'll be back at it next week. Joe at Joseph Clottrell, the Pit Crew Challenge has left a huge vacancy during the All-Star race. With all the primary sponsors, they couldn't put something together to make it happen, ? Aaron Bearden at Aaron Bearden 93. Works all right on sports where the best players don't always face each other. Less exciting elsewhere, which is part of the issue NASCAR faces, for example. Best when there are cool events around it, home run derby, dunk contests, etc. Things like the Better Half Dash being tried online this year, Pit Crew Challenges can help with NASCAR. The race is still cool, just not as much of a draw as when it was new. Not sure how they go about fixing that. I feel you, man. I'm all about everything you just said there. Let's see here. Carson at Carson Haglin. I think all-star events are great for each sport. It's hard to get excited for NASCAR All-Star because it's always been too confusing of formats. These races should be simple formats and trying new crazy car designs packages. See, why not? Hey, open the field. You want to bring a car, you got a charter, come. But here's what you're going to have to do with it. Jeff at JBev1789. Yes and yes. Who cares about the format, the rules? It's supposed to be fun and nothing like a normal event. So let them toss out whatever crazy ideas they have. Let's go race in an all-star event. I look forward for nothing but being entertained. See, I'm all about that. I just don't feel like they're doing that this weekend. And again, teaser for what's to come. Corey at CoreyBus 4502780. I like the thought of an all-star game race, but unlike NASCAR, other sports do not give their 100% effort, which makes it less exciting for me. For instance, in basketball, it ends up being 200 to 195 or something crazy. In the NFL, they barely even try to be competitive. I couldn't have said that better myself. Larry at LB Lee 58. Not sure the format that will be used. Nothing like watching All-Stars sandbagging to get a great start in the next segment. They need to go with high horsepower, small spoiler package. Use the same segments as were used in the early 90s so we can get a real All-Star winner. Yep, to that. Let's see here. Nick at Fingar _316. The drivers aren't the only ones working hard. A driver can get where they can't get where they are without a great team behind them. They definitely deserve to be showcased as well. Yes. Brian at StormandB81. The problem is it's becoming a joke in recent years with doing this and doing that. Bring back the pit competition. No gimmicks, no nothing. Just have the open, and so that we can get a long enough race to get some green flag pit stops. I'd say the only thing is caution laps don't count. Yeah. We can get on about that. That's a whole nother day. Sweet Carolina at Eagles Nest of 3. This was my first race as a child. One race we look forward to each year at Charlotte. CMS made it special by having things for kids too. Love watching the pit challenges. That needs to come back. The crews and drivers seem to enjoy it too. 100%. Ryan at Ryan Vols 4. Normally, I enjoy the All-Star race, but Texas is a bad track for it. The way these stages are going to be just seem to take some steam out of it. I hope I'm wrong, but seems a big miss on NASCAR's part. If they keep rotating tracks, what's your choice? I mean, for me personally, short tracks. Short tracks all day for an all-star race. Mile and a half just isn't going to cut it from an entertainment value when what we're looking to get out of an all-star race. And I don't think you could do an all-star race at a road course. I just don't think that payoff would be there in the end. So I think it's got to be a short track or a new track or something like that. Deb at Deb Nicole 38. Love the All-Star race, but I think they should bring back the Pit Crew Challenge as well. Those guys and gals deserve some recognition. Barney at Barney Flagman. I said yes. However, for NASCAR, you need to keep it simple. No inverts, no silly equations. Just make it a dash for the $1 million. Let the drivers handle the rest. And finally, Jim at Jim 2079. All-star events can be great live and from home. It's not normal game or race and shouldn't be treated as one. However, making them too gimmicky can definitely hurt the excitement. You guys have heard me talk about gimmicks and tying that to WWE in a ladder match for years. So yeah, I'm with you there. Guys, thank you so much for all of those responses. Like I said, blown away by it. And thank you. I clearly need to do more questions and get more of you guys involved from that perspective. So let's close this part of the show out with my take. I have the hardest time getting excited for an all-star anything, especially when it's the same old, same old. I got into the all-star race with the Pit Crew Challenges, as most of you guys did. I got into it when we tested the Roval. You give me something I've never seen before, hell yeah, I'll get excited to see if that's something that I feel I could get excited to implement into the regular season. If they had tested the Bristol Dirt Race as an all-star, something different. I get money, resources. You're not going to do that for a dirt race for just an all-star race. But, you're giving me more wacky formats at Texas going left on a mile and a half. I'm having a real hard time to buy into it. It's for me, that's going to be the NFL Pro Bowl game, where you get no offense, no defense. I don't care how many stages you build in, how many random draws, inverted lineups. You're going to give me cars going left at a mile and a half, such as Texas. It's going to be difficult to watch. That's all I'm going to say. Throw them in modifieds. I'd get excited about that. Throw cup guys in a truck. I'd get excited about that. Take the top 10 from each series, throw them in their same style, different style, car, truck, whatever. And put, that's how, I said a minute ago, I don't see an all-star race at a road course. That's how you do an all-star race at a road course. 30 vehicles, 10 from each series, throw them in their vehicles. Give them some format, like a Rolex 24 thing, and I could get excited about that. 6 stages, 100 laps at a mile and a half. I can't get excited about that. Sorry. Okay, that's going to do it. Let's get to some lap traffic social media. Everybody, make sure you check out the website, thelaptrafficpodcast.com, Facebook, The Lap Traffic Podcast, YouTube, Lap Traffic Podcast, Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, all at Lap Traffic PC. If you've made it this far into the show, leave a review. You can tell your friends they can listen on iTunes, Podbean, Alexa, wherever they listen to their podcasts. You can get the Lap Traffic podcast giveaway. Another Angry Brew Spencer Boyd sponsored giveaway. Make sure you go to Angry Brew, get yourself some coffee with a punch, and hey, you can use code LAPPED, LAPPED, and get 10% off your order. Forgot to mention that at the start of the show. So I've got 2 Angry Brew winner prize packs to give away. Little teaser or spoiler, if you will. The podcast handle on Instagram at LapTrafficPC does not have nearly as many followers as the Twitter account. So if you go follow on Instagram, you might have a better shot at winning. Just throwing that out there. All right, the Angry Brew prize pack winner, which is a hat and all that good stuff from Angry Brew and a Lap Traffic t-shirt. On Twitter is AD3fan at Waddell3Cody. And on Instagram, Michael Mason, 1976. Congrats, guys. Thanks for entering. Thanks for following and all that good stuff. Some new follower shout-outs. Let's see. We got Andrew Boyd at 1988 co-photos. Charlotte-based NASCAR photographer. Great Luck Byron at W Byron _ Luck, fan of HMS and all that good stuff. We got Mac McLeod at Track Mac, PR for Front Row Motorsports in Brandon Bill. We got Tiff at Tiff A. Dega, NASCAR fan from Kentucky. And let's see who else we got. We got the Side Draft at Side_Draft, another NASCAR podcast over on YouTube. So make sure you go check those guys out as well. All right. Don't forget about the Pocono giveaway. That's out there on Twitter. You can go to @LapTrafficPC and look for that. Don't forget about the store on the website, t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, and more. And, of course, I've got stickers and koozies for free. All you have to do is fill out the contact page on the website, and I will send them out to you for free. Okay, let's keep things rolling. Let's get Mr. Aaron Studwell on the line. All right, Lap Traffic Nation, joining me on the line. You can follow him on Twitter at RaceWeather, along with Brian Newdorf at NASCAR_WXMAN. Welcome back to the Lap Traffic Podcast, Mr. Aaron Studwell. Sir, good evening. How are you?
Good evening, sir. I'm doing well, and yourself?
I'm good. I'm happy that you're back on this week because I needed a fellow Maize and Blue on because my guest earlier tonight from Portage, Michigan, Carson Hocevar, the very first question, I'm like, all right, welcome. All right, we got to get business out of the way. And it was green and white or maize and blue. And he picked the wrong colors. And it's...
Well, considering where he's from,
I know,
what part of the state he's from, I understand.
Yes.
I don't agree. I don't like it, but I understand.
Yes. We got a good chuckle out of that for sure. But anyways, welcome back to the show, man.
Hey. You want to get Matt Tift on too? We just have the whole Big Ten party.
Get the triangle, man. Yeah. Now, let's see. Do we know anybody from like Wisconsin or Penn State?
We can we can get Ken Seth on for Wisconsin.
Man, I tell you, that would be really cool to do. And I know we did it a couple years ago. We had Matt Tift on, you, me, and I tried to get one of the local radio personalities here on for a college
games and people at games and bands and tailgating. Are they letting us do tailgating?
I hope so. I don't see why not. I mean, it's outside.
Done. I'm really excited. I'm actually looking forward to, and we talked about this before, fantasy football. I'm already reading stuff about.
Oh man. Wait, don't you have like 2 like dynasty long baseball fantasy leagues going on? How the hell do you have time to be reading up on fantasy football in June?
Well, the emails just magically arrive in my box. The fantasy football fairies drop them off, and I'm almost obliged for all of their hard work and effort to read about the 6th-round draft pick for Tampa Bay, who just might break camp.
Wow, that's some dedication.
Deep. That is deep. Yes.
That's what she said. That is very deep.
Yes.
Oh man.
You watched that tape I sent you. Huh?
Yeah. Oh man. Well, that's awesome. Well, best of luck to your future draft in August.
Thank you.
28th.
Yeah, no. It's like
Oh, all right, man. Well, this past weekend, Sonoma, Mid-Ohio, what'd you think of the racing?
I hope we don't, as a society, as a NASCAR nation, we do not get burned out on road racing.
It's been
Because
the
I
hot
thought
topic of the night today, man. Let me tell you.
Seven's a lot, but he also realized that it was supposed to be 6, and then we had, with the California cancellation, they had to go to the Daytona road course. I'm fine. I love it. I thought it was exciting. I thought it was, for now, it's still different. It's hard for me to actually speak this sentence, but I felt bad for Noah Gragson again.
Right. Yeah.
You just can't. You just can't write up for how this stuff happens to him. And it's actually not entirely self-inflicted this time.
Boom or bust, man. It's either top 5 or top 25 to 33rd.
Yeah, he's back. Yeah, he's back marker material. And then, for as much as Larson kind of won by again,
right?
I thought it was a very entertaining race.
It was great.
I do find humor in them calling the accident at turn 10 the big one.
Yeah. They call Sonoma the short track racing. Watkins Glen more of the super speedway racing, just in terms of the speeds and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So for them to call a wreck a big one with the speeds that they barely get up to at Sonoma, yeah, that was comical.
Yeah, I will give Russ Chastain credit, and really kind of all Chip Ganassi Racing credit for kind of turning it around this weekend. And then Chastain having the presence of mind to just say, okay, I'm going to grab a gear and go this way. Because honestly, if he would have waited for anything, it would have probably been pretty close to the same position he would have wound up if he had a penalty for that move.
Absolutely. I'm with you there. Let's see here, sir. Before we get to the racing this weekend at Texas, I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up the abysmal outings for you and Brian in Lap Traffic Fantasy. You are up 2-0-1 for the head-to-head battle in segment 2, but 40th and 51st. You guys got to get on the ball this week, man.
Oh, I sit around and don't do anything and just throw darts at Oidman. That is
listen, I mean, if you got time to read up on fantasy football in June, maybe you could spare an extra 5 minutes for Lap Traffic Fantasy.
Okay, guilty as charged. So should I expect emails from you?
Regarding fantasy? No, I ain't breaking anything down. I send enough emails out as for them.
Yeah, well, you could, send that email and then include a special link for me.
Yeah, sure, I'll get right on that tomorrow.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
Yes,
appreciate that.
Yes. All right, man. Well, listen, we're heading to Texas. We've got points-paying races for Truck and Xfinity, and a rare Sunday night all-star race. How are things shaping up for us on the weather front?
Hot, sunny, and hot. If I could have gone to these races, I probably wouldn't have gone to these races knowing the forecast. Saturday, which is both the trucks and Xfinity race, both are daytime races. We've got these lovely lights. We're sunny, the high of 97.
Nice.
Heat indices at the peak of the day, 105.
Perfect. Let's strap guys in a car that's going to get up to 160 internal temps in there. Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah. So that explains why we're going to have Rob Tiongson write an article about dehydration and the importance of proper care in the heat.
Fair enough. What about what was I going to say here? Pop-up storms and anything like that?
No.
Okay.
Sunny, hot.
Good deal.
Blah.
Good deal. It must only be Michigan when you have heat indexes like that you get those pop-up thunderstorms. Huh?
Yeah, you got a pretty big ridge of high pressure, just keeping everything sedate and dry.
Yes.
Sunday, you have the All-Star Open at 5, so still daylight hours, and then the Open starts at 7-ish. And I'm sorry, and all those times are central, so 6 and 8. Sunny and hot again. High of 95, heat indices near 100. May I do a slight gripe about the network thing here?
Of course, yes, please.
Okay, so this is the last race before it goes over to NBC that Fox is going to be carrying. So somebody at Fox made this wonderful decision. We've got the NASCAR All-Star Race or the Westminster Dog Show. They're on the exact same time. They put NASCAR on FS1 and the Dog Show on Fox.
Well, hey, whether it's commercials, the station, there's always gripes, right?
That's
what grinds Aaron's gears.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. And they will be interrupting Family Guy for that as well. So and somebody could come back and say, "Hey, this is why we decided to do this."
Right.
It just shows it's like, okay, we're done with you, off with you.
Yeah. Peace out. See ya.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh man, that's great. I love it. All right, Lap Traffic Nation. There you have it. It's going to be hot if you're going to be down there. If you're the rookie, 2 Gatorades to 1 beer. If you're the novice, you can maybe get away with the 1-to-1 ratio there as long as they're of equal ounces.
I am disappointed. I am disappointed I forgot that.
There you go. I got you
for
covered.
the reminder.
You are more than welcome.
No ponchos.
Yes.
And no mist. There will be no mist.
All right. Lap Traffic Nation. Make sure you follow Aaron on Twitter at RaceWeather, along with Brian Newdorf at NASCAR_WXMAN to stay up to date on all the hotness going on this weekend. Sir, great to catch up with you. Catch you in a couple weeks.
You will. Have a great one.
Thanks, man. We'll see you.
Later.
All right. Great to catch up with Aaron, but you guys know what time it is when you hear dogs barking. It is time for this week's Lucky Dog and Lap Down picks. You guys know the drill. Tweet your picks, or you can call the Wave Around Hotline. We're looking for fresh blood. Some newbies on the Wave Around Hotline, and we got a couple this week, which I'm very excited about. You can call 248-965-9538 and leave your picks there, and I'll play them back on the show. My lucky dog, back-to-back weeks, much like a lot of you guys, is Kyle Larson. My lap down, anyone not in HMS, especially HSR. It's kind of been a trend as of late, but let's get to your tweeted responses. Scott at 1985 Wagner, not surprised at Team Hendrick. Lucky Dog, CGR, both cars in the top 10. Lap down, 23XI Racing for the money, support, and media. They've gotten no return except for the cautions that you hear. Burn. Woo! Man, that one stings, brother. Jeff at JBev1789. Lucky dog. Kyle Larson is the hottest race car driver on the planet right now. Wow. How can it be anyone else? Lap down stage racing on road courses. Would like to see that go away. You, me, and everybody else. That's for sure. Brian at Stormin B81. Lucky dog HMS again. Lap down Chastain for his inability to drive again. Then NASCAR for not penalizing him for cutting off the corner. Like, how can that not be a penalty? I think I missed that. I was outside, may have been a beverage or two during Sunday. I missed that. That's for sure. Gina at GoAlex48. Lucky dog Dinger. He's showing he's the man at Mid-Ohio. Lap down me, picked the wrong driver whose last name starts with an A. Gina's Cup picks. Lucky dog the fans. They were treated to a great race. Great drone camera angles. Those are pretty sweet. Lap down me again, picked the wrong Kyle to win. Oh, man, that's a bummer. Both races. CJ at CJ LaPearl 24. Lucky dog hometown boy dominates the race, gets me a bonus point. Lap down C Bell, terrible run. Xfinity Lucky dog Dinger drove through the field to win it. Lap down Gregson and his bad luck. A Rowdy at the Rowdy Dragon, just getting back from the track. Apologize for the delay. He's given himself the lucky dog this week, who got to see his favorite driver in the 5-car dominate, take the checkered flag. That's so cool. I love that, man. Lap down Priest, bad move pulling into traffic. Eddie at Eddie_EG3, lucky dog HMS. They're keeping it on a roll into the All-Star weekend. Lap down Nora Gregson, rough stretch of races for the last several weeks. Let's see here. We got Kristen at K Hoglin 79. Lap down in NASCAR, full course cautions when local cautions would be sufficient. Lucky dog, Larson again. Maybe I should just pick the 5 for the fantasy the rest of the year. I think that's a strategy for some people. I really do. Mick at GoDucks42_Mick, a lucky dog, HMS. They've got something figured out, and that 5 is on fire. Lap down, throwing the caution at the end of a stage on a road course. Yep. 100%. Tristan at Tristan Cole, lucky dog, definitely the dinger at Mid-Ohio. Lap down, Cindric on choosing the outside lane at Mid-Ohio, definitely cost him the win. Cup, lucky dog, HMS for figuring out how to get the performance out of their cars. Lap down, SHR, they've gone backwards this year. David at DFlint14, lucky dog, the fans around the country who get to see Kyle Larson at a quarter-mile dirt bull ring on Thursday night in a sprint car, then in cup car on Sunday, best driver in the planet. Lap down, Priest for causing a mess with Ware. Robin at SF49er Girl 16. Lucky dog is definitely HMS. AJ from Mid-Ohio. Lap down, SHR for horrible luck this year, and Cindric at Mid-Ohio. And Just a Golf Club at Just a Golf Club. Lucky dog, Colleague Racing, and AJ Allmendinger for coming back to finish with a 1-2. Justin Haley, great race. Lap down, Priest Spotter for totally ignoring Cody Ware. Chris at USMC_NASCAR Fire. Lucky dog, can't find one. Lap down, all of us for a giant ass snooze fest. I should have just taken a nap. Ooh. Burner. All right, couple of those today. I love it. All right, let's get to your calls with some newbies on the Wave Around Hotline.
Hi, Brandon. It's Matt at Camper News Net, and absolutely dominant day by Kyle Larson at Sonoma. Absolutely incredible day. The last 2 weeks have been dominant for Kyle Larson, and 3 lucky dogs this week. First, Kyle Larson. No doubt about it, lucky dog for a couple reasons. First of all, the dominant race he had today, and the last 2 races being absolutely dominant. That's, I've never seen 2 straight races be dominated by one driver like I did today. Second reason for my lucky dog for Kyle Larson is I finally, it's been a long time since I think back at the beginning of the season, finally Kyle Larson did something for me for Lap Track Fantasy. Had an incredible weekend, and hopefully that will help in the fantasy standing for Lap Track Fantasy. And my third lucky dog is going to go to AJ Allmendinger in the Xfinity Series. Came from the back with that penalty in the middle of the race and won the race. That's just absolutely incredible to see, and glad to see AJ won that race for the second win of the year. So anyway, with that, enjoy your week as always, Brandon and Lap Track Nation. I'll talk to you next weekend after the All-Star race at Texas. Thank you so much, man. Take care. Bye.
Hey, Matt, thanks for kicking things off. As always, appreciate you. I'll comment on the Lap Traffic Fantasy. Everybody has been picking up some bonus points the last couple of weeks. It's nice to see that. And now you just got to make sure you're in the top 16 so those bonus points carry over for you for sure. All right, let's get to the next call on the Wave Around Hotline.
What's up, Lap Traffic Nation? This is at Colin _with_cars. I usually tweet. This is my first call in. I'm calling in just to say, lucky dog is me. The lucky dog is me. I'll tell you why. I went to Mid-Ohio. I literally just pulled in the driveway home from the track. It was my first race back. My first race back at a track. I couldn't be any happier. So I'm calling a day early on Saturday. I don't have a lap down for this week. I was at the track this week. No lap downs. You hear that, Lap Traffic Nation? No lap downs. Everybody gets a lucky dog. I'm the lucky dog. I was at the track. All right. Maybe I'll call in next week, too. Bye-bye.
Ah, Colin, yes. See, I asked last week for some new blood, and we get some new blood on the Wave Around Hotline. Absolutely love it. So happy you were able to get back to the racetrack, man. I cannot wait. I am itching to get back, and it's hopefully going to happen sooner rather than later. Congratulations, man. Thanks for calling in, and yes, please call back next week. Can't wait to hear from you. All right, we got a couple more for you guys on the Wave Around Hotline.
Yes, this is Rycape at Rycape, and my lucky dog this week is going to be, of course, Kyle Larson. And for my lap down, it's anybody who's not part of Hendrick Motorsports.
Oh, man, thank you. That was short, sweet, to the point. Appreciate it. Thanks for calling in. Yes, new blood. Oh, it excites me. All right, last one for you guys. You know who it is. It's the voice of the Wave Around Hotline.
What's going on, Live Traffic Nation? Voice of the Wave Around Hotline. Out of Blaze Kent calling in after Sonoma. Another pretty fun race on a road course. That, you know, it's one of those things where it's like we keep asking for more road courses. We've now got 7 of them, which is the perfect number, but you don't hear people asking for more 550 tracks. I wonder why. Race itself, HMS getting their first win in wine country in, I don't know, it's been a minute, probably about 10 years last I could think of, probably Jimmy's win, so I thought it was pretty cool. Another 1-2 finish for HMS. The obvious lucky dog, but it's kind of thanking everybody right now, so we'll see if that can continue as we go towards the playoffs. Are they peaking too soon? Who knows? I'm not still hot take, not quite ready to call Kyle Larson a championship favorite. He's won at Charlotte, which we don't race at in the playoffs, on the oval, I should say, and there's only one road course race in the playoffs, so I'm not quite ready to call him the favorite just yet. Final 4, absolutely, but the actual favorite of those 4, I'm not quite there yet. Lap down of the race, I got none at the road course. He doesn't want. Yeah, who wants to be negative on a road course? They're the best races of the year. They're not slot cars. Drivers have to drive cars. They manage tires. It's everything you can want in a stock car race, so I can't complain. I'm not even going to bother watching the All-Star race. I picked a good weekend to go out of town, so I don't really care for that. I hope everyone has fun watching that clusterfuck with Eddie Gossage, and thankfully it's that mouthpiece of the last race there. So they should just, you know, start over at that place or just never go there again. I'm cool with that too. So I'll talk to you after, I don't even know where to after the All-Star. I don't know, but after that, talk to you then.
Andrew Cantian, sir, I have no comments other than this drop for you.
I left a message.
A message? What number did you call?
2, 4, 9er, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I can't hear you. You're trailing off. And did I catch a 9er in there? Were you calling from a walkie-talkie?
Mr. Andrew Cantian, you definitely called from a walkie-talkie, brother. We got to work on that one a little bit. Oh, all right. That is going to do it for this week's Lucky Dog Lap Down segment. Keep some new callers. Come on, call into the show. Let's see. Cannot wait for your guys' take based on the opinions earlier in the show about the All-Star race and all that good stuff. So cannot wait for next week's Lucky Dog Lap Down segment. But right now, it is time to close this thing out with a little Lap Traffic Fantasy. All right, Lap Traffic Nation, just a reminder, get your picks in by 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Thursday. Check the website if you need to see who you've picked. However, that doesn't come into play this weekend. Get to that here in just a second. Keep the Twitter interaction up using hashtag LTFantasy. Segment 2, we still have 11 Cup races to go with everything in between. And this weekend, the All-Star bonus. So, the Xfinity and Truck Series, you will pick and score your points just like normal. However, for the Cup Series, since it is the All-Star race, it is winner take all. If you get the winner correctly, you get 15 points added to your segment 2 and cumulative total. If you don't pick the winner, that's a big goose egg on the scoreboard there for you. Now, all that said, if you've already picked a playoff driver from last year, you can use them again this year. Or if you haven't used one, like if you haven't used Chase Elliott, you can pick him for the All-Star race, and that will not count against you. I'll try to make it as clear as possible in the emails as well. Any questions, let me know. But right now, joining me on the line, he was one of the guys with the week high this week. It's CJ LaPearl. CJ, what's going on, man? How are you?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm awesome, man. Thanks for coming on the show. Appreciate it. Listen, what'd you think of the racing this past weekend from Sonoma?
It was pretty good. I think I enjoyed the Xfinity race a little bit better, though. I think the Cup guys need to go to Mid-Ohio for sure.
Oh, man. Hey, we got 7th. Let's add 8. Why not, right?
Yeah. What's one more?
All right, so let me put you on the spot for this. What race would you cut to add Mid-Ohio?
Ooh, that's tough. I probably have to go with, I already cut a Dover, so I can't do that. Maybe one of the Vegas races.
Fair enough. I could get behind that. No offense to our Vegas friends down there in Sin City. Let's see here. Your picks this week. You had AJ Larson, 110 points. I had AJ and Truex for 91 points. But CJ, man, looking at the standings here that I'm going to read here in a minute, your name isn't anywhere on them, man. Are you going to be able to pick it up here and make some noise in segment 2?
I hope so. I think I'm at the bottom of page 1 now, so
okay.
I'm making some.
All right. Good deal. You don't have to hit the scroll button. That's fantastic.
Absolutely.
All right. Let's hit the standings here. Top 10, segment 2 in first place. Steven, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. Sorry, Steven. He is from DFS NASCAR. In second place, no stranger to the top standings over the last couple of years is Jess Rose. In third is Tony Salt with 382. In fourth is Pete Curvin with 380. In fifth is Henry Fletcher with 377. Sixth is Glenn Atkins with 374. Joseph Scampino in seventh with 373. Kevin Hahn in eighth with 372. B. Wayne, Brett Morris in ninth with 365. And David Mullins and Fred Leclerc wrapping out the top 10 with 358 apiece. Bonus points. Oh, man, I'm so excited. People are starting to earn some bonus points. Henry Fletcher, John Atwinsel tied for first with 7 bonus points apiece. Eddie Greer and Stephanie Holler from Fast Cars and Freedom have 5 each. And then there's a slew with 4, 3, 2, and 1. Over half the league finally has scored bonus points, so that's awesome. And then we've got our cumulative standings, which is going to set our playoffs. Fred Leclerc has been knocked off the top spot that he's had for a very long time. Our new first place cumulative leader is Henry Fletcher with 1572. Second place, Fred Leclerc, 1568. John Atwinsel in third with 1548. Yours truly, Lap Traffic Podcast, in fourth with 1540. Jess Rose in fifth with 1533. Pete Curvin, Glenn Atkins, Joshua Neal, Michael from the Blind Spot Podcast, and Jeff Beaven wrap out our top 10 cumulative. All right, CJ, you ready to make some picks?
I am. Let's do it.
All right, Lap Traffic Fantasy Players, week 4 of segment 2 takes us to the great state of Texas for the All-Star Race along with Truck and Xfinity Racing. Little different this week. Your Cup pick only gets you points if they win, and that's an extra 15 points or bust in the Cup Series, which could go a long way with how close points are in segment 2 and the cumulative standings. Keep in mind, there have been a lot of duplicate picks in Truck and Xfinity, so that 15 points could make or break for week high. Also remember, your Cup pick doesn't count against you. If you've used Chase Elliott, you can pick him again for the All-Star Race, vice versa. Things are going to get interesting this week with the standings, I think. Can you pick up some points? Can you move up in the standings? Who takes advantage of the 15 bonus points? We'll find out this weekend. But first, it's time for our pick. CJ, we'll start with you. Who's your pick for the Truck Series?
So I'm not really a Kyle Busch fan, but you can't argue with his truck team right now, and their 1.5 mile package, so I'm going to go with John Hunter for my truck.
I think that's going to be the most popular pick this week. It's mine as well. I, too, will go with the 4 truck of John Hunter Nemechek. Over to the Xfinity Series, sir. Who do you got?
I'm going to go with Noah Gragson. Hopefully he can turn his luck around and have a solid run, maybe even a win.
Oh, man. Aaron Studwell and I were talking about it just a little bit ago. It's boom or bust for Noah, and he's had a couple busts. So I hope you get the boom finally off him. I am going to go with the 20 of Harrison Burton. He did well there last year at Texas, so I'm hoping for a repeat out of Harrison Burton. And then over to the Cup Series. Who is your make or break, winner take all pick for the All-Star Race?
I mean, I have to go with Kyle Larson. He's got the speed, the HMS power right now. He's got it all worked, and that 5 team's been incredible this year, especially the past couple weeks. So I think he gets his second All-Star win of his career.
I like it. I don't normally get to say it. I'm sitting pretty good cumulative standings. I want to try to catch John over there in Australia, who's 8 points ahead of me. So I'm going to go a little different. I'm going to go with Denny Hamlin for the All-Star win this weekend. Sir, man, thanks for calling in. Best of luck, and maybe we'll get to talk to you again soon.
Let's hope. Thank you.
All right, man. We'll see ya.
Sounds good.
Later. Lap Traffic Nation, that is going to do it for episode 244 of the Lap Traffic Podcast. Make sure you check out the website, thelaptrafficpodcast.com, Facebook, Lap Traffic Podcast, TikTok, Twitch, Instagram, and Twitter, all at Lap Traffic PC. Go get yourself some Angry Brew. Huge congrats to our contest winners. Don't forget to go check out the giveaway for a pair of tickets to the Saturday races at Pocono. Next week, I think I've got somebody, but we're still working on that. Huge thanks to Carson Hocevar, Aaron Studwell, CJ LaPearl for calling in. Huge thanks to all of you guys for sending in comments and some takes this week. I really appreciate it. Don't get caught chasing the lucky dog. Make sure you tune in each and every week to the Lap Traffic Podcast. See ya.